Russo kids paid a visit to the studio recently.
You know, 2 weeks ago, Mike, and
the maintenance men are still finishing up.
They came in. They had to come in for lunch. I did not realize that they got involved in Tim Capshaw's and Chris Carino's play-by-play of the net game that day, and I apologize. They kind of fouled them up during the net first quarter. They got in the Studio C out there and started babbling away. I didn't realize it. I don't know where I was. And they right in the middle
and they got on the air?
Yes, they got on the air. Do we have that on? Can
we have that, Eddie?
Maybe you guys can find it. And it was funny. Their reaction was, what is going on around here?
So they actually got in the studio and got on the air.
Yeah, they pressed the button and they got on the radio.
Who let them in there?
I mean, they were running around going
But
nuts.
you're on the air.
Well, I wasn't at this point because the net game's on FAN, so I must have been doing something that I don't. I thought I had all three of them under control. That was not the case. You got it there, Mark?
We're getting it.
Okay. Did you hear this, Mike?
No, I want to hear.
Did you hear the reaction from the broadcasters?
No, I want to hear it.
They did a nice job. They didn't know who it was, obviously.
The foul line. Back to the right for Eddie Jones. Out of the left wing now. Wade goes down low to O'Neal. O'Neal, left block, being guarded by Jason Collins here in the early going. Back it out left wing for Damon Jones. Missed it, no good. And the rebound grabbed by the Nets.
And we have absolutely no idea who that was jumping in on our microphone. We got a third little girl in the booth.
We're in the nursery or something.
Oh, my God.
Here's Jacques Vaughn along the near side.
Dog's kid.
Oh, my goodness.
That was Colin and Kira.
Oh, my God. Jeez, I didn't know they caused that mess. Jeez, that's the first I've heard of that.
They're on the air.
They were pressing with all those buttons back there. And then Martin, the engineer, came in the next day and says, they called me in to fix it. He came up 3 or 4 days ago, but it wasn't bad. I brought my wife and we had a piece of apple pie at the cup over there after we were done. I said, geez, I'm sorry, I didn't know, man. I apologize. Place made a mess. And the other time, of course, they came in, they went into Chernoff's office and made it out. Oh, he got mad.
Oh, he was
he's Mr. Neatness. Oh, he was annoyed. He even said something to me about it. He says, you know what? That was popcorn all over.
Well, he was mad at you because you didn't clean it up.
I thought I did. I was a mess. There was tissues, popcorn, TV was on. Oh, it was a disaster. He was mad, though. You remember that?
Yes. He said, those kids wrecked my office.
Killed his office. Oh, boy. Yeah, man. And I spoke to Mike last night about 9:30, 9:45, and I can tell right near the end of the first two games, and I could tell Mike was a little, not afraid.
No, I wasn't afraid.
But a little out of breath.
No.
You got the impression that it had been a chaotic experience prior to my call.
It really had not. What had happened was I was in the middle. I had just finished feeding Emily, and I had Jack asleep. Gave Rose some time off.
So you're in good shape. You got a nurse coming in at 11.
Right, had coming in at 11 to do the overnight. I was working. I was, taking care of the kids.
Got home
in the TV room.
8 to 11, right?
Right. And
this is downstairs in the basement?
No, I was in the basement. I was in the TV room.
Okay.
In our family
kitchen.
room.
Right.
Yeah. So I was in the family room and hadn't gone downstairs yet. And Jack was asleep.
So you're in good shape there.
Right.
You got the pack and
I
play
got
out?
Emily. Yeah, Jack's in the pack and play. Emily's in the going back in the bassinet.
I can never put those things up. My wife has to do it.
Jack's in the back. He had already eaten. He was asleep. That means they got a couple good hours with him. He's gone. Now, Emily had finished eating about 10 minutes before you called, and she had just fallen asleep in my arms. So I was about to put her down.
One of the great moments in life.
Right.
When your
now,
child's falling.
And then a phone rings, and I'm like, damn. I didn't want to wake her up.
Who was it?
You. And I'm like, shh. And I'm talking low. And I said, if I can just get her to the bassinet, then I'm good for the evening.
Yeah, that's a.
I was.
That's a very important.
I was.
Very important time period.
Luckily, I got very lucky. Neither one woke up till after 11.
Very important time period right there.
So I from 9:15, from when you called 9:30ish to 11, had nothing.
That's the way to do it.
Then I went down and watched all the games downstairs.
And you're okay.
Yeah, and saw the end of the games. That's why you can tell I got those games play-by-play in my head.
Yeah, the first two games were lost. I agree. I have no
Luckily,
idea.
they weren't close.
You feel that way all the time. Thank God the games are blowouts because you would have had a chance. You would have missed it. You can't follow it.
Downstairs, I had both games, play for play.
You're right. You're all set. Yeah. That's why the night, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you have you want the games at night. You want them at night. But the trouble is, if they're too late, you get sleepy if you've been up all day. You're dozing off. I had that issue last week with Wake Forest. Saturday, we worked in the daytime.
Yep.
Wake Forest game was up 11:20 at night. I'm half asleep, but that's when you want the games on because that's when your kids are out of the way.
When I get downstairs, it's good because I get all the TVs and away we go. But that was you should keep that. That was
You got to keep that.
Was that Kira or Colin?
Colin.
That was
bad
Colin.
guys. Bad guys.
Back it out left wing for Damon Jones.
Bad guys.
He said, Kira, bad guys. Let's get the bad guys, okay?
Oh, so he's like Spider-Man all the time, right?
He loves,
He's a crime fighter.
He's a crime fighter.
Colin's a crime fighter.
7 in front of 6. How about Carino? Nice guy doing a broadcast. And he gets
Whose kids are those?
some little kids upstage. We never play a Carino soundbite. Now we play a soundbite.
Got it in.
7 in front of 6. Back after this.
The Fan.